Hello, beautiful beings, hello, divine creators. We are Kemet. This is a romantic love reading for those already in existing relationships. Around last week, or perhaps 2 weeks ago, we uploaded a divine romantic relationship activation for singles, and this is a divine romantic relationship activation for those in existing relationships. So the codes and the energies we're bringing in right now are new energies. This is anchoring your existing relationship into a new timeline, a higher timeline, one of divine frequencies, where you can really live the beautiful soul journey, the destiny, the beautiful, abundant, the highest outcome and the highest version of your relationship. And this is that breakthrough energy where you really release the ideas of each other, you release the control, you release deciding what the other will be, even if you've been together for 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 30, how many years. You do not decide what the other person is. You don't define, you don't limit, you don't restrict. You allow a freedom, you allow a birthing. And that's what we're receiving. Through your awakening journey, through your awakening process, you have had to release yourself into your truth, whether it is you alone while your partner was not awakening at this time, or both of you awakening at the same time, or having these moments of you're awakening and they're almost grounding the energy, then they're shifting and you're grounding, and then sort of having a balanced, harmonious ascension process. While some of you, your partner, not at all receiving anything that's happening and being purely in the physical, while you are the one that's ascending. All of you are having different experiencings of this. Some of you having children, others of you not having children, others of you dating, others of you engaged and getting married, others of you already married. So all different variations, right? And some of you in polygamous relationships, having multiple partners, just however it is, your existing relationships. Through your ascension journey and through your awakening journey, for those of you who are aligned to this reading, you would be the one going through the shift, right? You have had to release control of self, in the sense of limiting yourself, being rigid with yourself, releasing the conditioning and the programming, setting healthy boundaries. You've had to go through the whole process as everybody else has been on this awakening journey, dark night of the soul, really going into the depths of your truth, understanding, seeing yourself, allowing everything to be a mirror. And in order to do so, you have also had to then release your partner, release the ideas you have had of them or you have of them. And some of you are still going through this process now, we're receiving, of really releasing truly the idea of them, releasing them needing to understand you and your journey. For even when you are single, we've had to release those other people from understanding, right? You've had to release friends and strangers from understanding your process. We're also now releasing a romantic partner from understanding your process, for it is your process. The caterpillar is alone in the cocoon. So even if you were together with your romantic partner, what you are going through is a very personal to your soul signature, to your soul frequency. And you've had to trust that however you're transforming, that your partner, should it be distant, should they be aligned to be with you through the whole transformation process, will love each and every single step, even though it might be confusing to them, or it might be but even scary for them, for you are going through so many shifts. They're literally watching somebody they have known for a portion of their lives become a whole new being, a whole new frequency, right? And in that energy, they're also learning and experiencing a great deal themselves. We're receiving right now that some of you have successfully allowed a freedom in your relationships where you have been able to really set healthy boundaries with your children, with your partner, asking them to allow you this experiencing and change, and ensuring that you are love and that you are there for them and that you are always caring. Yet you need to go through your own awakening, your own shift, and just trusting that they are supporting you throughout this process, while others of you are still in the learning of that space. It is important that should you still be in the learning of that energy, you release the fear of how your partner will be, release the fear of losing the relationship. If you're not meant to be with this person, then you're not meant to be, no matter what's happening in your situation. You cannot force the energies, right? And for you to truly be happy, and for you to truly honor your awakening process and your ascension process, and to call in your abundance, and to call in your support and your resources, you need to be in your fullness. You cannot hold yourself back out of fear of losing your partner or your family and yet expect to receive all that you are. You're tricking yourself, because you're saying, I'm going to be less than I am in order to maintain the well-being of these beings, and yet I still expect the universe to honor all that I am when I'm being less than I am. You see, it doesn't, even logically, even scientifically, just energetically, it doesn't make sense. You're giving out mixed signal. You're not being your truth. It is imperative that you allow yourself your fullness, and in so doing you release everybody else to their own fullness, meaning allowing them to have their own reaction to you, to your change, to your development, to your evolution. Should it make them a bit anxious, a bit scared, that is what they are also experiencing and mirroring and projecting. It's their own fear, their own insecurity within them, for they have held you responsible for their stability. They have decided you need to be a certain way in order for them to be stable. You need to be a certain way in order to call it a relationship, in order to have a family. It means they've imprisoned you in their own idea, thus they've imprisoned themselves, they've imprisoned the family unit. And you, being in your absolute, powerful, authentic self, are dissolving those imprisoned ideas, those illusions and delusions that keep your family stuck in a place where none of you can expand. There's a call for you to really allow yourself your freedom. It's the only way you can align to this higher anchoring. Okay, we're understanding why this message is coming through like this. This energy that's going to come through, that is allowing you, rather this energy that is currently coming through right now, through this activation, to allow you a higher, powerful, beautiful, romantic transformation, shift, elevation, quantum leap into the best space for your relationship, where you are both manifesting your dreams come true, where abundance and money and finances are flowing in for you, where you're able to really have a healthy, beautiful, creative, expansive relationship, family unit, whatever it is. It requires your absolute freedom, and it requires your authentic truth, and requires you releasing everybody else to also be in their own authentic energy. For again, should you will be changing, you are changing, you are shifting, you are evolving. Should that cause any insecurity or fear in other members of your family, that is how they learn, that is how they grow, that is how they realize, wow, mom, dad, being, guardian, however they see you as, aunt, grandma, whatever, however your family is, however they see you, they realize, I'm not allowing you to grow. I am not allowing you to change. I've decided you need to be a very specific way in order for me to be happy. How selfish am I to disallow your growth? How on earth I have decided that you are now imprisoned by me. I'm controlling you. I'm controlling who you be in order to make me happy. I'm responsible for my happiness. And even those of you thinking, yes, but some of the kids are young. Yes, the kids are free. Understand, the children, when they're born, they're free. You are the ones that put the structures upon them. So you being free is actually allowing them to return to their sacredness, the sacredness of, yes, there are some boundaries to be set, and yes, there are guides in order for me not to harm myself, and the general safeties and regulations of earth, so that you don't harm yourself when you're growing up as a kid. Like, don't put your fingers in an electrical plug. That's things that, yes, please, let's teach your kids safety and danger. The difference between danger and fear. It's dangerous to put your hand in fire, but you don't have to fear fire. Right? You don't have to fear lighting a candle when they're older and stuff. Like, it's just things like that. Yes, it's dangerous for you to put your fingers in an electrical plug, but you don't have to be scared to plug something in, right? So it is really allowing the understanding, yes, teach them the dangers of what can happen if you're not safe and looking after yourself and being aware and consciously present in situations. Yet you are free to be and express and to grow and to change and to allow and to embrace and to evolve and to express and to explore and be creative. And so you doing this, you allowing yourself this transformation, it not only inspires them to allow the constant freedom of their inner child, it also assists your partner to also liberate themselves. They might not be going through the energetic codes and the energetic shifts that you're going through. Yet being able to see you and you being a mirror for them, they can see how in their physical reality they bind themselves out of fear, out of lack consciousness, out of scarcity, out of insecurity, shame, judgment. You are such a healing frequency. You are such a guiding light. You are such a teacher in your existing relationship. And it's not that you are taking the responsibility now to teach your family and it's heavy. No, you just being in your truth is the teaching. You just being in your authentic presence is the light, is the guidance. And you being able to vocalize and speak truthfully throughout your journey and sharing why you are shifting and why things are happening, not to explain yourself, but for understanding, right? When your partner is confused, I don't understand. This is how you used to like things. Now it's different. I don't know. How do I? And it's like, okay, yes, I've shifted. I've shifted because I realized doing that way wasn't actually how I wanted to do it. I thought I had to do it that way. I thought that was the way it had to be done, but I realized this way actually brings me more joy. So you don't have to worry about having to find a role for me. Actually, dear partner, release yourself freely. Don't think of what you need to be for me. You be whatever brings you joy and happiness, and organically will be perfect for each other. So whatever role you had created out of how we were, release it. Completely allow yourself to be free again, and let's discover each other. Let's explore each other. Let's discover who we are now, because I've shifted, I've changed. You met me when I was a caterpillar, and I was very satisfied on the trees with the leaves and the branches and my many legs. But right now I have wings, and I enjoy nectar and pollen with the flowers. I'm a very different being from when we met. So this is us reintroducing ourselves to each other, because I'm very different, thus you are also very different. The needs and the wants that I have from you, desires, are different. They've changed. And so for me to all of a sudden hold you responsible to know this, I can't. I don't even know who I am. I'm allowing myself to discover. So I'm not going to hold you responsible for my well-being. I release you of that. In fact, I release you of all responsibility of me. I simply ask you to take you yourself into your own responsibility, and just love yourself and do what brings you joy and brings you happiness and brings you thrill and care and nurture. Whatever sparks delight and sparks your joy and brings you merriment, you do that. You do all of that. Because when you're in that space of absolute happiness and joy, and we are happily co-creating together in that space, we will find each other's love languages again. They've changed, they've evolved. We will relearn the love languages. We'll relearn what it is that is our flow in a way that allows that beautiful spark of love to to evolve too. We are evolving. Our love is deepening. It's becoming stronger, for it's no longer a love viewed by the external. It's no longer a love that is catering to external viewing, external opinion. It's a love that caters to us. For I cater to myself now. I look after me and what brings me joy, what brings me happiness, what's aligning to my frequencies, what's allowing myself the highest and happiest frequency of care. And because of that, I'm able to offer you that and the children. And when you do the same for you, that's what you offer me and the kids. And we'll relearn. You're allowed to change. I'm allowed to change. We are allowed. Change is the constant. It's the only thing that is constant. For me to decide that you have to be a specific way, for me to have ease, and for me to feel I cannot hold you responsible for my nervous system regulation. Imagine how I'm imprisoning you now. You have to do things this way, and then I have stability. If you do it this way, then I'm anxious. Why on earth would I put my own ease as your responsibility, then call it love? That's me holding a gun to your head and saying, I need you to be this way or else I'm not happy. For me, then you love me. That is not love. And if I do that to you, please run. Please run. Because this is not okay for you. And I never want to do that. If you ever need to change your deepest truths and desires and loves and dreams and wishes for me, because I demand you to be out of your love for me, out of your comfort for me, I demand you to be out of your ease, out of your well-being and your health for me, run. Run as far and as fast as you can from me, because I am not loving you. The freedom you are to be is absolute. For this is the level of abundance that you are asking to call into your lives in these existing relationships. A level of abundance that allows each and every single one of you, each of you in your family unit, whether it's the two of you, whether you have children, each and every single baby, each and every single kid, each and every single co-creative component of this relationship, this unit, each of you an individual, unique experiencing of your life and your destiny. Nobody at any given point being denied their highest happiness, joy, wealth, abundance. Nobody holding themselves responsible for anybody else's emotional well-being, where you are projecting your stress upon beings when you are the one who is in full control and regulation of your own emotional, mental, physical well-being by where you focus your frequency. It's your job to focus your own frequency. And in the existing relationships, you are allowing yourself to take ownership of that. And by doing that and focusing there, others are then to do the same. For you mirror where they are not, and then that's where you understand. That's how they learn where they need to be. And if your partner is denying you this, then you need to have a serious review. Is this exactly where I want to be? Because yes, we connected when I was in illusion, when I was in conditioning. Perhaps now that I'm awakened and I'm in my power, we are no longer compatible, and that's okay. We are eternal beings. And if that is the case and you are really honest with yourself, you can feel that the love is not truly there romantically, perhaps as a friend, perhaps as a partner, but that deep romantic love, that deep soulmate love, twin flame love, cosmic love, crystalline love is not there. For it can only be there when there is that autonomy, that free will, that freedom of expression and being, for that is the catalyst of that divine love, of love. Love is forever free. It is not enslaved or in captivity. It cannot be there. It does not survive. That is not conducive environment for love. know that whatever's coming up now energetically is releasing everything that's denying you from being in your highest frequency. And as we mentioned for the singles frequency relationships, there is no better or worse. So a soulmate relationship versus, for example, a twin flame relationship or a crystalline relationship or a divine soul relationship, all of those energies are unique and they just have different explorations. A crystalline romantic relationship, right, simply means that you uniquely have a dual mission. You are here to express and explore yourself in this physical, in your truth, authentic truth, and also you're here to anchor in higher light codes and to anchor in your multi-vibrational self, right? So then if you and your partner are doing the same thing, if your partner is also here on a dual mission, then a crystalline romantic relationship allows the balancing, the harmonics, so that their mission to anchor doesn't clash with your mission to anchor. So you are both in harmony, right? While perhaps maybe you are simply here to just express yourself without the mission of anchoring, just to have a physical, authentic relationship, and that's how you anchor. Your authentic presence is all that is required. You're not here to be a spiritual teacher, spiritual healer. You're not there for that. That's not your other purpose. You're just here to maybe just have a beautiful business in commerce, and to really allow that in corporate, and to really allow that to be authentic and beautiful, and to heal the corporate frequency by being there, or in education or in health. And your partner also has a very physical, almost 3D experiencing, then a soulmate relationship will be what you do, what you have, for that is aligning those energies. You don't need to have the crystalline to anchor in the higher frequencies. You are just anchoring in your 3D physical authentic codes. While the twin flame relationship is okay, no, you've just been together for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. The twin flame allows the ripple of the effects of your lifetimes to be harmonious. So those labels are just simply they're irrelevant really, because it's just you and your soul frequencies. But so many people are caught on I want a twin flame relationship, and we're saying, well, you have multiple twin flames. They're just, sometimes it's romantic, but the twin flame relationship can be a friend who you've been soul companions for you lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. So you have that union, or even a family member, even a stranger can be a twin flame, where every single reality and lifetime you meet the stranger, and just that meeting creates a big shift in your frequency, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. That's what you signed up to do with each other, right? Or what you agreed rather to do with each other. There's no binding. These are all in agreements of souls. So right now, all of you drawn to this reading, you are all wanting the absolute ultimate version of that relationship. So if you are here for your physical 3D experiencing, you want to activate your soulmate relationship frequency. If you're here on your dual missions, you want to activate your crystalline frequency. If you're here to meet your ride or die, then you're here to your partner in crime forever and ever and ever. Your twin flame relationships, right? It just depends on which frequency. And some of you, it's all mixed. Sometimes it's a soulmate twin flame or a crystalline twin flame, because they all overlap in different ways, right? But what we're really wanting to share is that you're here to amplify to that level, where it is your absolute authentic soul frequency and their absolute authentic soul frequency together creating. And which is why the opening message was really so direct in saying, if this is the case, then the fundamental step you need to take in the relationship is you being your authentic self fully, and also letting everybody in that space be themselves. And whatever reaction and response you have, being able to communicate and talk about it, sharing your growth, sharing how they're growing, how they're developing, and how they're changing. And this is allowing you to come into that space of the divine relationship. You are awakening. Okay. Vilia toshki azatovekes katalava. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're just anchoring in the codes now. And then we'll pull some oracles so that you can see why. What's coming up ahead, why you wanted to have this divine, sacred relationship, what's coming because of it, right? Once you have really released all to freedom, once you have just released the idea of your relationship, and once you have released the external expectations and just allowed you to be your truth, allowed your partner to be their truth, allowed your family to be their truth, and you are navigating the experiences present and allowing the growth and organic presence where, yes, your relationship might not make sense to anybody else. Well done. Now you know you've done it. When your relationship doesn't make any sense to anybody else, including yourself, well done. You've done it. You've freed yourself from the copy-paste illusion of relationships on earth, and you've allowed yourself to be your divine soul frequency, co-creating with another divine soul frequency, and discovering what it means to be in a relationship, discovering your relationship, discovering the partner you will be, the husband you will be, the wife you will be, however you see each other, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the divine being you'll be, the partner you'll be, discovering the mother you'll be, the father you'll be, the guardian you'll be, discovering it, not already having an idea of how you think it should be based on your past or other people's pasts, thus enslaving yourselves in illusions that don't exist, causing the tension, causing the restriction, causing the limitation. And in so doing, not only are you freeing your relationships, your individual relationships, you are healing and dissolving the binding of conditioned, programmed relationships for the collective of humanity. Future generations will allow themselves the discovery of what they be. They will no longer define the relationship and define their roles. They will rather allow themselves to be in the presence of love and discover how they be with each other. And how beautiful will that be for not only the partners but the children, when everybody involved is allowing a healthy discovery and no longer enslaving themselves in energies they perhaps don't want to be there any longer. It's no longer, oh, we have to have children because now we're married. No, it's, do we want them? It's okay if we don't want them. Children are optional. They are an option. They're not a requirement. They are an option. It's an option to get married. It's an option to have children. Do we want to? Because if we're doing things because we have to, because it's expected, it means you don't want to. It means we actually at a base level don't want to do this. We are forcing ourselves to do this. And then we're forcing ourselves to be happy with this. Then we're forcing ourselves to be in love with this. And nobody likes to be forced to do anything. Well, I suppose when you are speaking of BDSM and consensual, that's a whole different thing, right? So we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about just in a natural flow, right? You prefer to be a desire to have children, to be inspired to have children, just feel it's right to have, not an expectation, not a, oh, it's what we do in order to keep the generational lineage going. What are we doing? Why? You're an eternal being. You are an eternal, forever being. You don't need to keep the names going on in order to preserve the family bloodline. What are we doing? What do you mean? The pedigree. Like, what are you doing? You're an eternal being. You'll always materialize into your infinite self over and over and over again whenever you want to be. What are you holding on to? What are you preserving? Why aren't you allowing your infinite frequency to be that which you are, allowing the eternity, not the very temporary physical, which is meant to be very temporary at this time space? Once humanity has aligned completely with the infinite source frequency, then yes, the physical might very well be as infinite as the non-physical and have that immortal, eternal frequency and flow again. But in that immortal, infinite flow, there's forever dynamic change. We'll literally shift and change form into whatever frequency we want to be. Because we're not holding on to, oh, I need to be this form, I need to be this physical. You'll be able to shift and transform and evolve, just like the caterpillar into the butterfly, into the next state of your frequency. Just as you have been doing energetically, physical will also catch up and do it, as it's actually doing for many of you. You're feeling your body is different, your physiologies, even your faces are looking different, your physiology is changing, right? This is a beautiful activation. You can see this is really what you all needed. This last purging of holding on to the idea, the framework of relationship, because that's all illusion. It's not real. The only truth, the only real relationship, the real romantic one that's actually true, is the one of discovery, where you are freely understanding who you both are in co-creation. And when you are both no longer in joy, thank you so much for everything you have done. We can feel our journeys are aligned in different paths. Thank you, we release you. And it's not a, how dare you leave me after so many years? You have to work at it. You have to work at it and pull it through and make it work. And we are not here encouraging you to destabilize current relationships or to dissolve them, not at all. We're simply saying, hey, we have never been meant to be eternally with somebody by force. Should it be aligned, it'll be a natural frequency. And yes, you might have your ups and downs and dips and challenges, yet in the flow and the living through those challenges and processes, the love and the connection and the wanting to be with each other is still there. It is not the other really not happy, not wanting to be there, but then forcing yourself to be there because of some vow. There's never a vow made within divine energies of God, of any holy frequency of God, that requires you to be miserable. That is not God. God would never, ever bind you in a contract of misery, of suffering. That is not the way. That is not the way. It's never been the way. That's all human programming. We have to suffer for love. There's no such thing. And fundamentally at the core, you know that. It's time that you now embody the knowing. That fundamental knowing of love at your core, it's time for that to be embodied in your relationships. It's interesting, we're recording this on the 14th of February. It would be Valentine's Day within the human understanding or conditioning of it. And we don't really celebrate these days for, we I suppose have released specific days to love and to this and to that. We celebrate love every day, right? We feel it's very important to be in those spaces of, hey, treat yourself every day, gift that person every day. And it's beautiful that it's such a beautiful, powerful frequency that people are focusing on it. And yet the superficial energy of, oh, today we're doing this and tomorrow back to the normal grind, it doesn't make sense. Today will be love, tomorrow we can get back to not being. It's strange, right? So we've always been, even fundamentally when we were growing up, we never really understood it. We're like, why only one day? And why are we pretending for the day? Because then on the other days, all of a sudden we can just be nasty to each other again. or forgetful, neglectful. That doesn't make sense to me. It's never made sense, right? But please, should you be inspired to celebrate love today, celebrate it and celebrate it beautifully. Anyway, it's intriguing we're bringing this through now. And in 2 days, it's the year of the horse kicking in. So, by the way, we're having a live session on the 16th for the year of the horse on our alchemy page, and we're also going to have a new moon solar eclipse live on the 17th. Ooh, we can feel we're really, just deep breath in, deep breath out. We can feel we're really just, this is a dissolving of the fundamental ideas. So just close your eyes and allow this to radiate through your crown chakra and your third eye. Deep breath in, knowing that as you do this, it'll mirror through your partner. If you feel your partner would be aligned to receiving this, so also allow them to watch it, right? Or you can watch it together again. But this is also clearing generational relationship ideas and just human ideas. This is you cleansing yourself of any human understanding and earthly understanding of what your relationship romantically with your partner has to be, and allowing your authentic soul frequency to be the key of how it is, of how it be. Because that's the freedom required for you to anchor into your highest divine relationship. Those in the singles reading, their partners, they had, for example, us in that space, we will only meet them in the freedom. So through the journey of being single, and many of them have not had relationships for years, okay? We haven't had a partner or any boy, we haven't dated in about 6 years. So many of them are in the same boat, and I haven't dated in a few years, just being single. And in that way have completely dissolved what romantic relationships are to look like. And so we're in that freedom, thus meeting in that freedom for that higher twin flame, soul flame, crystalline flame frequencies. For you, you have given the gift of, we will be in the relationships and we will have all of those attachments, and within those attachments and agreements, we will release them all, dissolve them and purify them all to the divine and anchor everything higher. So everyone, whether in the single or existing relationships, each in your own unique different paths, dissolving the old illusion, programming and conditioning of romance, which has enslaved so many people in abuse and unhappy spaces of being. There. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Even those of you who are just receiving this, but you are feeling we're in a relationship, we're very open and everything is flowing. This is even deeper for you to release to absolute nothingness and allow a new anchoring, right? So just allow. Don't let ego say, hey, I've already done all of this. Say, okay, you know what, universe, I feel I've done it all, yet, hey, if there is something there that I'm still holding on to, let it come to the surface. Otherwise, we are simply just, I felt called to this reading, so whatever is happening, let it happen, and I'll anchor to the highest frequency. Some of you maybe are just here simply just for the anchoring. Right? So just be open. Just be open. You're going to feel a flood of energy now flow through you as you receive your higher timeline. Quantum leap, quantum shift now. Quantum shifting your relationship to divine romantic relationship, however it might materialize and manifest for you, your partner, partners, or family unit, however it might be. Deep breath in, deep breath out through these energies. Headless receptivity. Knowing that you are literally anchoring into your absolute best romantic relationship with your current partner ever. This is 10 times better than the honeymoon period. This is a celebration that's 100 times better than when you were maybe getting married, or this is your soul frequency and your partner's soul frequency in the most highest of honoring and abundance celebration. This is you leveling up like no other. Power couple of the divine. This is a huge leveling up. And it's interesting because it's an existing relationship going up, it feels like a comeback, you know? Like you haven't really maybe been out and about with your partner. There's been a lot of tension maybe in the relationship, a bit of friction. You haven't just had fun and playfulness. This is the biggest comeback into playfulness. Your families, external families, extended families rather, or other people who are viewing you, your friendships, they're like, what happened? What's going on? You two are just radiating. You look younger. What's going on? It's just been like, what, a few months, and it looks like you've just met. You just can't stop holding each other, touching each other. What's going on? So much PDA. What is happening with you two? You're just glowing. Did you renew your vows or something? What's happening? It's just this renewal of love and life. And Rayash, feel the energy. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Valayash Aturava. Finally, a reflection of the divine beauty, the why that when you two met, it was fireworks. The fireworks are back bigger and better and bolder and long-lasting and eternal and infinite and amplifying and expanding and rich and luxurious and abundant and prosperous and wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Valasha Torava, Vriasha Kesha. Aligning each other to be each other's dreams come true. And you are. Should you have signed up to be with your current partners through the process, it means indeed you are each other's dreams come true, but now you are releasing it from the conditioned dream and allowing it to be your true soul's dreams come true for each other. Awakening the manifestation of your inner child, the dream partner you were dreaming of when you were kids growing up, those when your hearts were full and imagining your deepest and grandest love and wishing upon stars to have a romance that's just powerful and beautiful and abundant and rich and successful and passionate and sexy and wonderful and wild and adventurous. This is what you're rekindling. No longer being burdened by the heaviness of humans' understanding of expectation and obligation in relationships. The heaviness of duty and this and that, which had nothing to do with your love, but everything to do with enslaving you from truly shining to be your highest and greatest relationships of love and fulfillment. The two songs of your heart, the orchestral pieces of your love now in union and in harmonious harmony. You dancing to your own song and your own music and having your own dance moves of life and being in love. them dancing to their own song and their own music, having their own dance moves to life. And yet when you put the tracks together, the greatest mashup ever. And the dance moves together literally in harmony, in flow, divine perfection. In separation, marvelous. Together, marvelous. It's just, yes, true partnership, true co-creative bliss. You never look at the moon and think, meh, right? Full moon, quarter moon, half moon, even if it's just a slither, so beautiful. Takes your breath away every time. A sunrise, a sunset, you've never gone meh. It's like, oh, look at you, glorious, right? And that's because, and the stars, right? And that's because these frequencies, they're authentic, they're in their truth, they're in their freedom, so they're shining brightly. And so you're allowing each other that again, that complete fullness, where if they're waking up, if they are completely dressed up, if they're just completely chilled in pajamas, it's like, wow, blow you away all the time. There's never a moment. That's what those vows truly meant, in sickness and in health. Better or worse, it wasn't when you are actually, I have to put up with you when you're sick, or I have to put up with you when you're worse, or I have to put up with you when you're down. No, it was never even when it's tough and it's a struggle, I'm here. No, it was, when you are sick, gorgeous, beautiful, wow, I love you. When you are in your low point, gorgeous, beautiful, wow, I love you. Whether you're up or down, love you, love you. It's just like, no matter every single version of you, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Fall in love with you over and over and over again. For rich or for poor, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Not, even if we're lacking and struggling, I'll be with you. No, it's, and when you're going through your transformation process and your ascension process, and you have to release, when you are changing and you have to release what you had and reset again. Wow, wow, wow. So brave for you to do that. So powerful for you to do that. When something no longer belongs, when that job no longer aligns and it's released from your life. Wow, 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 how powerful you are, how brave you are to then allow something else to come in. Do you understand now, those beings who are in those commitments, what that really means? Humans have made it all suffering. And when you're sick, I'll look after you, poor dear. No, it's not about that, man. Even when you're sick and things are really intense, you know what? The love I have for you. And to know that that is what will allow everything to go through so beautifully. And in that capacity of really understanding it, for we understand that illness and sickness is also energetic, right? So once that is gone, where, the sickness isn't low and it's actually not even there. It's just when the malalignment of frequency is not there and it's manifesting physically in unwanted things. So nice that the partner is still head over heels for me, and I'm able just to be in that abundant love, and I'll realign myself. I'll realign myself. Yes, they'll naturally care for me. Yes, they'll naturally tend to me. Yet I have the confidence in what we are, that I can lose my way. I can fall apart. I can actually go to ground zero and look around where it's clear, and then piece my beautiful frequency back together again, knowing that they are just loving me in all aspects of me, right? Do you feel that now, beautiful beings? Do you feel that energy, that quality, that integrity, the holiness of love? Yes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Velesha Tova. Deep breath in, Deep breath out. Vilesha Tava. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Vilesha Keshtava. When you allow yourselves this, the healing, the repair, the restoration, instant. The health restored, the wealth restored, well-being restored, prosperity restored, abundance restored, all is restored, for you allow the full restoration of yourselves. Okay, let's pull an oracle or two. Just keep breathing. Should you still be having your eyes closed because you're receiving the codes, that's perfect. For yes, it was words, but also full of codes and anchoring the new. Okay, one more. Okay, one fell to the floor. I'll come and grab it. I'm just pulling for one more. There we are. Oh, and look at the bottom. Happy, yes. Serendipity, yes. Higher power, yes. Between worlds, yes. And the last one we feel exchanging gifts, yes. Okay, so we're going to take all of these. At the bottom, so these are the overall at the bottom of the deck. This is powerful. Okay. So the oracles that came out, the first one was round and round, and then no place like home. So with round and round, immediately you see the helix here. So you're no longer trapped in a flat, linear circle going round and round and round, repeating the cycles of illusion of relationships from past lives, from generations, from the programming and the conditioning from the old energies over and over and over again. You're now breaking that pattern, breaking that enslavement, and it's become a helix where now it's spiraling up. So you're no longer going round and round in a loop. You're now climbing, you're ascending. So now it's new lessons. You're both climbing into a higher space, a higher understanding, a higher frequency, and it aligns very well with the overall energy that came through of higher power. Okay. You're now finally allowing yourself to ascend to a higher frequency, a higher physicality. So you're learning new lessons, new experiences, not the same over and over again. Now new experiences. You've been together for 40 years and yet now you're learning new things, new experiences, new energies, as though you've just met this person the other day. Beautiful. Collapsing collapsing the entrapments of romantic relationship in accordance to human perspective, and allowing yourself the liberation of the divine experiencing and discovering of relationship. We also receive no place like home, yes. And look at how this home is above. It's protected above the clouds, above the noise, above the busyness and the hustle and bustle of what everybody else is doing. You are now having a sacred relationship, a sacred frequency with your being. Look, 50 again, changes and transformations into new beginnings, new energy, new cycles, new energies, new understanding, new. And this is 25. So again, changes 5 and the 2 is within and out. So now your spirit energy, your energy within mirrored in the physical and becomes a 7, aligning to a higher power, aligning to source. So you are now living a relationship of divinity. And it's allowing you to have a sacred relationship in your home space, in your committed relationship, even with your family, and it's protected, right, Only those who are aligned to the light can join and visit you. Otherwise, no, if they can't align with the vibration frequency of your light, they can't find access. They don't have access to you at all unless they're in that high vibrational frequency of your energy, of the love, ascending that frequency. So beautiful beings, look at this. This is what this is doing, this activation, this new code, this new energy you have just anchored in right now. No, right now you have broken the patterns completely. They're out of your grid. Right now you have shifted your relationship now to move into new expansion, to new energies. Right here, right now, you've allowed a higher home frequency where you're now finally birthing a beautiful home environment which is organic to your divine frequency. Wherever you are, every single one of you, wherever you are in your relationship, this is where it's going to. It's a huge quantum leap to this beautiful energy which you're now receiving. And overall energy, happy, happy, look. This is how you all are. Happiness, your magic returning now. This is what's coming in. This is what's coming in. And look, each of you have allowed yourselves to be your full frequency. This is a fairy. Look at the beautiful wings, or an angel, or a divine guide, however you want to see it, right? And we're also seeing the triquetra here, that Celtic symbol with the 3, and we're feeling that beautiful harmony, stability within your abundance, stability within your frequency, right? And the star energies, wishes being fulfilled. So each of you, all of you, allowing yourself to embody your uniqueness, your unique frequency, and thus birthing new energies. And we saw you're breaking that loop, birthing new ways of experiencing and co-creation, manifestations coming through now, dreams and blessings coming through now, opportunities and beautiful experiences awakening for you. And serendipity, look at this, the 4-leaf clover, luck, good fortune your way, and more fairy frequency. So fairies, and it's also a butterfly fairy here, and that you see, you're honoring your transformation process, you're allowing yourself to change, to progress, allowing fortune and favor. And the fairy frequency is of the earth energy, abundance and wealth and richness. So we do feel with these cards really indicating some financial restoration, financial freedom, finances flowing, your stability, your career sector, and your finances really amplifying, really having strong foundation for finances. Really good. We're hearing really good money, where your work individually and together is just expanding. There's just so many more resources coming in, and really beautiful. You're able to just lift off and explore. Dream fulfillment, wish fulfillment, miracle fulfillment here. Higher levels of experiencing, elevated lifestyle, elevated experience, elevated frequency. Look at all these rainbow frequencies, higher alignment, color returning to your life, fun, adventure, music, bliss, happiness, literally the golden years of your relationship waking up. And the golden years doesn't mean like the older years. No, this is the rich, abundant, really powerful years of your relationships coming up, no matter where you are in age. Some of you are in your 20s right now, and you're aligned with and you're currently already aligned with your soulmate or twin flame or crystalline. Others of you are maybe in your 50s or 60s, 70s, and that golden age doesn't mean, so sometimes it's referred to, when you're golden, it's that old age. It's not that. This has nothing to do with aging. This is the abundance, the richness, because your frequency is now finally being honored in its fullness, in its sovereign, in its divinity. Wow. Higher power. Okay. Look, a key on the third eye, open, unlocked. You're finally allowing yourselves to live out your dreams, your destiny. You're no longer, by your perception and observation of life, holding your partner back. They're no longer holding you back. You are both observing and discovering the relationship from your higher perspective, from your higher power. You're allowing your soul, your God frequencies to participate in your relationships now, no longer to be blocked by human perception and human understanding. You have no longer limited your romantic relationship through how humans understand it, how humans view it. You are free of the enslavement of human understanding when it comes to your romantic relationship. You are literally your highest self having a relationship with another being in their higher self. This is you truly being in love. You, all of you, are finally going to understand what it means to be in love with your partner. You thought you knew. And a lot of you are saying, oh, but I am in love. They're like, hey, this is not the in love of the movie magic. No? This is you being within the frequency of love, within your highest divine, unconditional frequency of love, and then being with each other. This is a whole new level which you are opening up to at this time. Beautiful. Between worlds. And so this is really showing you, those of you who thought, I'm in love and this is what your version of, this is what the world had conditioned you to believe as love, and you accepted it as love in your romantic relationship. You're about to be here. Crowns upon your heads. There's a hummingbird, joy. Joy being the foundation of your relationship. Confetti, celebration, opportunity. Color come back, right? We felt that with the first opening, with the happy rather. Color back in your life, celebration, fun. You and your partner are stepping into a whole new level of being. Wow, the love you have for each other is wildly and it's unmatched. You look at each other and you're thinking, what have we been doing for the last 10, 20, 30 years? What have we been doing? Why have we not allowed ourselves this until now? And that's what we're receiving. It's, I can't believe we didn't allow ourselves this until now. But deeper, it's not even a regret of, oh, we have missed out. No, you really appreciate and you value what you've been through. And yet you are really just so taken aback and so richly in love with how you are in love with each other now that it's, wow, it was worth it. This is where we be. And you don't go back. This is how it is all the time. This is how it is all the time. And it just gets better and better and better, because remember, you've broken the loop. So every time it's just higher and higher and higher and higher experiencings. And for those who are thinking, oh, well, you know, I'm in my 70s or my 80s, so not so much time left. Oh no, what you have done now carries into the next lifetime. With the partner, should this be the being you're going to be with the next lifetime, from the get-go, you're together and boom, it's a party. You literally said, listen, we are going to do this year, this lifetime, and we're going to get it all done. We're going to meet this lifetime, we're going to get done. So next lifetime, and forever on, we're sorted. We were done. So we're going to do it all this lifetime. All the clearing, all the purging, all of this, we're going to get it done this lifetime. And yes, at the end of this lifetime, we'll step into the new, and we're going to have the best years together until we go into our next phase, which is this forever. This is why you were going through these processes, in order for you to be in this frequency for all eternity. And know that there's freedom even there too. So if after a few lifetimes your souls have matured into a frequency needing to go and want to go into separation to different paths, and you're aligned to new beings, you're aligned to new beings who are in that energy. So you never go back here. It's always the highest celebration of your divine love, with your aligned resonant love experiences and partners. This is forever magic you're activating, forever magic. And look, exchanging gifts. Another fairy frequency, so really abundance is really coming in strongly here. All the pink, self-love, sacred love, sacral chakra, receiving of the deepest love, care and nurture for each other. And here you are both now in your power and you're finally sharing each other fully with each other. They're a gift to you and you're a gift to them. And again, you might have think, I've always thought them a gift. Oh no, again. The version of you've had with them is literally absolutely pale in comparison to what you're about to step into. And Source is saying this not to belittle what you've had, but to allow you an excitement and an anticipation and an openness and an allowance for more. Stop thinking what you've had or what you have is it. Don't limit yourself that way. Think, look, you see the box had a lid, popped off. There's more. Allow yourself for the ultimate experience with your divine partner, because that's where you're going to. And the cat energy, each of you in your independent power and yet together and in harmony and a sharing of gifts. All of your soul is exposed and your partner can experience it. All of their soul is exposed and you can experience it. And it's powerful, 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 powerful. 27, you see, each of you too, that infinity, what we are within is expressed without. 7, allowing each of us to be the embodiment of Source in the physical. Together, the 7 and the 2 is a 9. So that's a beautiful energy of every single time, whatever is complete is complete. Thus, you keep moving into high frequencies. You don't keep in loops. Whatever, you share each other completely. When the sharing of that energy is complete, you shift into, you allow that transformative change, evolution, and then you share each other's gifts on a different frequency. When that's done, you shift again. So you keep falling in love with each other over and over and over and over and deeper and deeper and deeper. 10707 on the timer as we say that. Really, really, really powerful. Wow. Okay. So happy we wore the pink today for this. And the pink cap and pink. Yes, so much divine, sacred, sacred, sacred love opening up for you, beautiful beings. Oh, glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious. I don't want the grey to show. The grey is gone. The grey is gone. The grey is gone. The grey is gone. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, 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 wow. Connect, Rato Ravesh, receive. Let these energies wash over you. Ripple and ripple and ripple. Simply divine. Yes. Beautiful beings, thank you so much for joining and thank you for allowing yourself this vulnerability, right? We know the first opening messages might have been a bit intense, but you just allowed that last purging to allow this beautiful, wow, you're also happy, you're also happy, you're also happy and so joyous. Your relationships are just exquisite. It brings us such joy. Your hearts are so full. So much celebration. Wow, it's really, really, really glorious. It's glorious to behold. Thank you for allowing us to witness and to participate in this beautiful energy with you today. We so appreciate and love each and every single one of you. Should you wish to have a session with us, we're running a February special. So email us at info@dumellauniverse.com or dumellauniverse@gmail.com and we can call in whatever it is that's ready for you to allow and to anchor in anew at this time. We love each of you so dearly. Have a most beautiful and magical, exquisite experiencing with your partner. Blessed be.